Markets have been a game of snakes and ladders this year, and the next stretch looks littered with some nasty vipers. At least two were relatively smoothly jumped over on Thursday. The OPEC meeting in Vienna featured the usual medley of contradictory headlines from leaky members with differing agendas. But it ended as expected, with no change in the cartel's policy. And oil prices slipped as a result, but are still near the $50 a barrel mark after the sharp recovery this spring. While Mario Draghi was cautious on the second quarter outlook on Thursday, the European Central Bank raised its growth forecast and inflation forecast by a little bit. But this was another wait-and-see meeting. With better data and a welcome 2.3% drop in the euro versus the dollar since the start of May, the ECB can afford to wait and see how its current policies play out. Yet that still leaves at least two big serpents coiled ahead on the board. Strong US jobs data out on Friday could put the Federal Reserve's June 15 meeting even more firmly into play. Now, markets have responded remarkably calmly to a series of hawkish speeches and the resulting abrupt shift in US interest rate expectations. But there is still widespread doubt that the US Central Bank will have the guts to follow through, at least as early as June. The doubts are partially due to the biggest snake of all, Brexit, a suitably ugly phrase for the unnerving possibility that the UK could vote to leave the European Union. The referendum will be held on June 23rd, and volatile polls mean that investors cannot relax. Global stock markets climbed the proverbial wall of worry in May and eked out a 0.2% gain. But they have been understandably jittery so far in June. Morgan Stanley's POKE index of implied interest rate increases over the next 12 months indicate that investors see about 1.5 rate hikes over that period, which looks pretty complacent. If the Fed merely follows through on its cautious stance from March, then it will eventually force a reckoning with markets. Now, June may prove too early, so July might be the date to circle.